Welcome to Sports World Daily. I'm David, alongside Timmy and Adam. For today's topic, we'll be discussing radio and television sports, media and coverage of athletes, and whether print should be involved in covering sports. For our first topic, it will be radio and television. Timmy, what do you think will be better broadcasting for sports?
I think radio is better for broadcasting because radio is a big source of communication and it's been around forever.
Yeah, but today people have things like home theaters, and you can see the game from multiple angles, and there's high definition and stuff like that.
Well, what if you're coming home from work and you're stuck in traffic? You'd have to listen to the game on the radio in your car so you don't miss it.
There's DVR, TiVo, there's other ways to watch it.
Thank you, Adam and Timmy, for those great opinions. You both had very good ideas about both. But before we go to commercials, we have a poll to ask. If you can answer, log onto our website, sportsdaily.com, and we'll find out the answers after commercials.
Dad?
Hey, buddy.
Could you read me a story? Football.
That's okay. I can freeze time.
Whoa.
Introducing the most magical thing to ever happen to TV.
Do it again.
The DirecTV Plus DVR. Finally, an easy-to-use DVR that gives you the power to pause and rewind live TV. So you'll never miss a second of what's important to you.
Again.
Somebody up there loves you. DirecTV.
Sign up and get a DirecTV Plus DVR free. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Welcome back. These are our answers from the poll. And now our next topic is media coverage on athletes.
I think media should cover the athletes because the athletes get paid for the media to follow them through their contracts.
No, they're people and they deserve privacy.
Some athletes are heroes to the kids, so whether the athlete cheated, did drugs, or killed somebody, this kid should know what they can find a new hero or role model to look up to. The fans should know about what their favorite athletes are doing, whether it be good or bad for themselves.
If any regular athlete got caught cheating the game because of their use of steroids, they wouldn't want the whole world knowing, just like professional athletes.
Well, Adam, Timmy does have a good point. Sports athletes do make millions of dollars, and they do sign contracts to have media follow them around. And the fans of that city would like to know what the athlete is doing. But, I mean, other than that, it was a pretty good argument, I think. But before we go to a commercial, we have another poll for you guys. Text your answers to this number, A for yes, B or no, and we'll give you the polls after commercials. So stay tuned.
Tiger, which do you like better, Coors or Coors Light?
It's personal. Thank you.
Tiger. We heard about the accident you had with your Coors can.
Yeah, I had a busted up lip and a pretty sore neck.
You know, it's actually a pop top. You don't have to open it with your teeth.
What? Explain that again.
Tiger, are you gonna shotgun an ice cold Coors Light after every bogey?
Yeah, great question. I'm actually going to try and obviously not get as hot when I play.
Is that why our beers keep disappearing?
I've taken them, yes.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Hey, Tiger, what about your mistress? Does she like Coors Light?
I would like to say yes.
Really?
I don't know.
Welcome back to Sports World Daily. Here are the answers the audience came up with whether they think media should cover sports or not.
Our next topic is whether print media should still cover sports.
I don't. I think that people can watch TV anywhere at any time. They can listen to radio just about as much as they can watch TV or more. And you don't need magazines or anything.
Well, you can't watch or hear every game. Sometimes you just have to get up in the morning and read the paper.
Well, there's DVR, there's ESPN apps on your iPhone, there's ESPN3. You said there was your laptop in the morning and watch.
Those good arguments. And now before we go and end the show, we have one more poll for you guys, whether you think print should cover sports or not. You can either text to this number or go on our website, whatever you feel is most convenient, and we'll show it to you before we go. Thank you and enjoy your day. See you next time.
Humble beginnings are true beginnings. They're character-building beginnings. They're hard work ethic beginnings. They're appreciate what you've earned beginnings. They are the purest way to gauge success. Maybe the only way to gauge success. But the most powerful thing about humble beginnings is that they are humbling. Show where you're going without forgetting where you're from.
Welcome back to Sports World Daily. Here are the answers to your last poll. We hope you join us next time. While the medium of print is being overtaken by television and radio, there will always be a niche for a text-based article. With the invention of Apple's iPad, Amazon's Kindle, the Nook, and other tablets or e-readers, newspapers and magazines as we know them today will soon cease to exist and will be replaced with 100% e-editions, allowing us to become a more eco-friendly society. With these inventions, people will be able to read ESPN the magazine, Sports Illustrated, or any other newspaper or magazine they want, and watch ESPN in the palm of their hands. The technologies listed earlier are just what are available today. Moore's law says that available computing power for the same price doubles approximately every 18 months. If this trend holds true, possibilities for media are endless. In 10 years, we will have every piece of print media and all video media as well, all stored on devices the size of our phone in high-definition qualities that are virtually lifelike. In 15 to 20 years, we will have rooms in our house that will transform into any live sporting event, allowing us to experience it in person from the comfort of our own homes. In the future, radio will basically be the same as it is now. Some of the changes that they could make would be possibly having a holographic projection of the announcers, or maybe having just satellite radio. There are so many changes that could be made to every form of media, but in radio there isn't much you can change. Radio is pretty much as advanced as it can get, minus incorporating another form of media within it. What is meant by this is, unless you mix radio and television, for example, radio is pretty much as good as it's going to get. In the future, radio will cover more sporting events than they do now. Satellite radio is probably one of the greatest inventions in the media field that we call radio. It is crystal clear and has almost no commercials. In our society, nobody likes commercials. They always keep us from watching, or in this case, listening to the things we want. In the sporting world, many radio stations cover the events. Most of them are covered by local announcers who know the teams and the sport very well. In the future, more sporting events will be covered because there will be more professional sports to cover besides the ones we have now. There will be many sports like lacrosse, rugby, and cricket that will be covered by radio stations because they are growing in America today. More people are getting interested in all of these sports because they are spreading like wildfire throughout the world. One thing that could become popular in radio is having a holographic projection of the announcers. This would allow us to see what they look like, and it would be phenomenal to have a radio that is able to project a hologram. There would be many people who would buy radios like this because they would think it is great to have such a technologically high piece of equipment. Radio is one of the technological things that we have mastered. It can be improved in the quality of sound, but overall, radio is advanced to the furthest point it can go. In the future, the internet will still be very popular with sports communication. People will still need websites like ESPN.com to watch games, highlights, and receive other information. Fans will still not be able to watch their favorite teams play on television and will want to still see those teams' games. The internet isn't going to be just a fad that will die soon because of all the technology it brings us. With the internet, people can keep updated with game coverage, scores of games, highlights from games, and many other things. Right now, ESPN covers the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, NCAA football, NCAA basketball, NASCAR, soccer, golf, tennis, boxing, horse racing, poker, mixed martial arts, lacrosse, cricket, rugby, and Bassmaster. In the future, ESPN will probably still cover these different sports, because that's why everyone appreciates ESPN.com. In as little as a few short years, the internet will start becoming three-dimensional and more appealing to the eye. In the future, more games will be broadcasted live in 3D online for people to watch. The media coverage of athletes will still be around in the future. This is because people and fans are always going to be interested in what their favorite players are doing or what trouble they are getting into. When players get in trouble, fans would like to know for what and what the consequences are. Sports media is very popular amongst the people of the United States. For example, when Jerry Sandusky, the assistant coach of the Penn State football team, was caught for sexually abusing children, every news station was covering the incident. Athletes and people in the sports world are going to continue doing bad and good things, and people or fans will always want to know about them, so the media will always cover them. Sports media also covers things like lockouts. If there are lockouts in a season like basketball had this year, the coverage of the athletes would follow the athletes and see what their plans are, whether the athletes will stay in America and wait for the lockout to end, or whether they leave. The media discovered that if they are leaving, they're going overseas to play. The media also discovers things like how players play pickup games in the park with old friends, help coach teams for young kids, or run clinics for schools and programs. Without media coverage on things like this, people and fans wouldn't appreciate their favorite athletes for what they do off the court or field. The behaviors of athletes and other sports coverage will probably always be around because other than watching the game itself, keeping updated on athletes and other people popular in the sports world will interest large audiences of people. With the fans being satisfied with the coverage of their favorite athletes, they will continue to follow up on them. Only the future will tell.